Francis, can you hear me?
Kita nói rất là biết
Francis, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Still need to do a little loud.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
ouch.
Not that, all right.
Yeah, we're
Not
good.
that loud, but Ryle, can you hear me? All right, there we go. That's as far as I can go, so we're all good. All right, everyone. My name is Raheem Shepard. I am the council president for the North Atlantic States, and I thank all of you for coming here today on your very busy day to be here for Tax Day action. Thank you all. Thank you all for coming. So I'll be brief because we have some very important speakers today. And I just want to say, tax fraud is a multi-billion-dollar problem yearly that affects everyone in the Commonwealth. And it affects our union. It attacks our wages and benefits. And it takes us out of the even playing field that we all seek. So like I said, I guess I'll be really short. And I want to thank all the public officials, all the elected officials that are in attendance today. Thank you all for showing up. Let's give the elected officials a round of applause, please. Because with our help, we can make this happen. So finally, I would like to introduce our own, the Executive Secretary Treasurer, Mr. Joe Byrne.
Thank you, President Shepard. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to stand up here because I'm not as tall as Raheem. I just want to welcome everybody here. I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. I want to thank all the elected officials and thank all the community leaders for standing here in solidarity with Tax Fraud and Wage Theft Day in Boston. Right now, I'd like to introduce Senator Sal DiDomenico. We have a long-standing relationship with Sal. The staff and the members from Local 328 have gone back over the years, over a decade, working with Sal. He's been a champion for labor, fighting for working families, fighting for our members, and always representing us on everywhere he goes. And I was just talking to him a little early, and Sal's pretty fired up over this right now. So give Sal a big round of applause.
Now I have to be fired up after what he just said. I'm just happy to be here today. So as we move up the program, I have to talk to the teachers after this. So this is a union day for me all around. But I first wanted to just say tax fraud. These signs here are absolutely true. Tax fraud impacts every single person in the Commonwealth and throughout the United States. Every dollar lost is a dollar lost for our schools, for our communities, for our unions, people who stand up for us every single day, our first responders. Now is the time to right that wrong. And I'm here more for wage because that's my bill. And I just want to talk about wage for a second because I am sick and tired of coming to speak to you every year and tell you we're going to get this done, we're going to get this passed. I am sick and tired of doing this. Sick and tired of looking at all your faces and people who are going to speak about today about how they keep getting screwed by the contractors and companies that know they can prey on immigrants and poor people, and no one's going to speak up on their behalf. Now is the time for us to pass wage steps. When I filed this bill the first time, it was $500 million a year being lost in wages. Now it's over $1 billion lost in wages. What have we done wrong? Simple thing, we have not passed legislation to protect the people that we tell people we're protecting in this building. Now is the time to get things right. And we have the ability to do this. And I have cautious optimism right now. Because I feel we're on a good path. But if we allow another year to go by and not pass this bill, and I'm going to use the word screw again because that's what's happening to people today. As a politician, you're not supposed to talk like this, but I am today because I am, as Joe said, I'm upset about this. I'm angry about this because all of you depend on us to do what's right. And you know what it takes is to pass a simple piece of legislation to protect people, to make sure they get paid what they deserve, to make sure that they don't get boxed out and afraid to speak up for themselves for fear of getting fired after they're not getting paid. How wrong is that?
Absolutely.
How wrong is that?
Absolutely.
And now is our time to do what we said we're going to do. And we need your help. We need your help. You cannot take no for an answer this session. You cannot. You cannot say we can wait till next year. Because we all know what's going to happen. We'll be same spot, making the same speeches next year, again, saying we stand up for working families. Nothing will get done.
Can't do that.
We cannot do that. We can't afford to do that. The people that need our help now need our help at the moment. Not next year, not 2 years from now. They need our help right now. And that's why we have to pass this bill. I need you to speak up loud and clear. Talk to people in this building to make sure we get this done this session. We have until July, end of July, to get it done. Or we start all over again in January. And we can't do that to people. We just can't do that to people. So I stand with you today, going forward, in the last 12 years of my time in the State Senate. Rich Petty, my buddy in Carpenters 328, which was the first union to endorse me, the first people to endorse me 12 years ago when no one knew who I was. 12 years now, they know who I am. But in the beginning, Rich Petty and the Carpenters Union were there for me, and I'm always going to be there for all of you. Thank you very much, everyone.
Domenico. Next up, I'd like to introduce Rep. Donahue. Dan has a long-standing relationship with the long union ties. Dan's father and my good friend Jack Donahue Jack's part of our senior staff at the council. His son has been fighting for working rights since the day he probably before he was born. He didn't know, but he was going to be a labor leader in a different tone, right? And he's been fighting for working class people for as long as I can remember. And very proud to call Dan a friend. Dan's also a sponsor of this bill, and we wouldn't be here without people like Dan fighting for us, and as well as 328. I know 336 out in the Worcester area. They call Dan the pride of Worcester. They're so proud to have him out there representing them day in and day out. And we're very happy to have you here, Dan, so please come on up. Give him a round of applause.
Thank you, Joe, and it is so wonderful to be here in front of you all here today. I just want to give a special shout out to the Carpenters Union. You guys are the best. It's organizations like the Carpenters Union that are here not just for your own members. You're here for the entire economy. You're here for everybody that's affected by wage theft. And we want to thank you for walking the halls today. It's a bunch of groups of members up there banging the doors. It was a busy day. The House budget came out today. And it was nice to see everybody walking around making sure that the issue of wage theft and other issues that matter to union carpenters and your families are being addressed. But I want to just echo Senator DiDomenico's comments. The time is now to move forward with fixing wage theft. Because where I come from, where you guys come from, a hard day's work means a day's pay. And that is not true. That is not truly happening across this Commonwealth right now. It's absolutely shameful that we still have contractors and bad actors who basically build into their business plan a way to rob their workers, the families that depend on that money, and at the same time rob the rest of us by not providing the tax revenue we need to reinvest into schools, into police, into EMT as they come by right now. We need to make sure that we get a bill done. And I just want to take a quick moment to thank the Wage Theft Coalition, which the Carpenters have been a huge part of, for working tirelessly over the past year, working with the workers groups, with all the members of the coalition, and even with employers themselves. The contractors have been at the table because they understand that this isn't even just about robbing individuals. It's also about punishing the good actors, the good employers that are out there paying their taxes, paying the revenue that we need to pave our streets and keep this state running forward. And I think Chair Cutler has been able to put together a really comprehensive bill that has been reported out of the Committee on Labor and is now pending in front of the House. And it's now our job, and we need you to help us do our job, to remind every member of the House how important it is to take action this year to stop wage theft once and for all. And next year, we can do something better with our day, tax day, and maybe just stand in the Common and have a glass of lemonade. That'd be much better. So, but I appreciate it so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Give it up for Dan, will you? Dan's been a great champion. We wouldn't be here without him, so we can't thank him enough. So before I go to my next speaker, Dan mentioned a lot about public service, police, fire, schools, right? That's all things that our tax dollars pay for. Countrywide, this is an $8.4 billion issue. Think about that. $8.4 billion. We have a ton of work coming through the infrastructure bill that's coming down, but we're struggling to get workers due to tax fraud, wage theft. We can't get the people to come in to these jobs, and without that, we're all going to struggle. So this affects everybody here. This has a huge impact on what we're going to do and how we're going to proceed moving forward. Next up, I'd like to introduce our Director of Organizing, Noel Xavier. He's got a couple of members that have been impacted by wage theft. So please give Noel a round of applause.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, everyone, for coming out today. It's very important that we're here and we're all fighting for the same thing, which is to protect workers and to protect the community that we live in. We're here today to raise awareness to a massive problem that we're facing in construction industry. As we all know, this problem is wage theft and tax fraud. A large number of contractors right now in the construction industry are doing everything they can to be able to reduce costs. One of the ways they do this is through subbing their work to other contractors that for the most part are labor brokers. Labor brokers end up bringing the majority of the workforce that come into these projects to do the work, and for the most part, all these workers that they bring into the jobs are getting paid under the table. Why? Why are contractors doing this? One simple reason: to reduce costs. When a contractor is able to reduce the tax burden on all the employees that they have working for them, they're able to save up to 30% off a bid price. What legitimate contractor can compete against a contractor that's cheating by undercutting them by 30% just on taxes alone and insurances that they're supposed to pay by law? It's law. We all have to pay. This is a system that they're creating to take advantage of workers, to take advantage of the community, and to pocket the profits. This affects the whole community, as was speaking before. These tax dollars, $8.4 billion nationwide, that are lost. This is money that can go to building schools. This is money that can go to building roads, infrastructure, first responders. This is all money that is being pocketed by greedy contractors. It affects contractors that want to operate legitimately. Again, a contractor that operates legitimately has little to no chance to compete against contractors operating in this business model. And most importantly, it affects the workers that are in this system and getting exploited by this system. Workers working in a cash environment are more likely and susceptible to becoming victims of wage theft. They're robbed of basic protections, many a times aren't covered by insurances like workman's comp. So when they get hurt on a project, they're left to fend by themselves. A lot of the times when it's bad enough, some of these contractors drop them off at the hospital and just tell them, good luck on your own. Here at the Carpenters Union, we do everything we can to help workers get paid. Workers out in the non-union that didn't get paid, because guess what? If we're competing against contractors that are already saving 30% on bids, you know, we have no way to compete with contractors that aren't paying their workers at all. I have three workers here. They're going to tell you a little bit about their story and what happened to them, so you hear it firsthand from folks that have gone through wage theft. So please, a round of applause here for Jose and his story.
Hi everyone. As they say, they fighting for us and all this. Just I want to share a little story that happens to me. Like a couple months ago, I was working for this guy, Castillo Constructions, and this guy just the first week it starts everything okay, like, oh, okay, I'm gonna give you the first pay, and I said, all right, sounds good. Next week I'm gonna give you the rest or whatever, and just it was a lie from this company, from this guy. So I keep working because I need to work and I need to support a family like everyone else. But for us it's a little too hard, you know. We came honestly to work here. We came just to work, no robber, no one. And thanks to my friend, I can call my friend Martin Sanchez, they helped me out. And I work as a painter, but someone told me about him and told me like he can help me out with this situation. And by the time, this guy owed me like $50,000. So I said, come on, it's a lot of money for me, you know. I mean, for others can be nothing, but for us it's a lot of money. So we need support the family, Charles, everyone. So just I want to share this with you guys, like, and appreciate and thank you for what are you doing. So thank you.
Thank you, Jose. Now we're going to hear from Freddy Torres.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. At the first time, I wanna tell something. My English is not so good, but I'm trying to explain what that happened. We was working 12 guys at a armor job for kid construction, but we never get money to pay bills, to buy a food, you know. That's hard for me and my family. We lost at $56,000 for those company. We was working for the Plum House too, and I don't remember the place, but he did the same shit, you know. It's so hard because we cannot get the money to pay bills, to buy food, you know. This sucks.
That's a horrible situation. And it's a situation that happens every single day out there in the construction industry. Now we're going to hear from Christian.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? My name is Christian Torres. I'm the only guy who speak a little bit English in my family. We're like 30 of us from Honduras, and I received a call from a guy called Willie up from Maine, right? And then he called me and asked me if I know some workers. We do drywall, taping, and framing. So I said, yeah, we do. Me and my family, we do. So we decided to go and work with him. So we worked like for 6 months. At the beginning, the first month, he was paying us every week. And then after, he said that the work wasn't getting done as it's supposed to be. So he said, we gotta hurry. We gotta do more hours. We gotta work on Saturdays. If we can, we gotta work on Sundays too. So the owner can see that we're doing a lot of work, and she will be able to give me money, and I'll be able to pay you. I say, okay, if that's the way it is, we gotta work. I said, my family, let's do it. Let's get it done. Let's help this guy so that way he can pay us. After 3 months, he was owing us $86,000. me and my other 10 members of my family. It became to the total of 8,000 each one. So one day, it was Friday, I remember, I say, hey, I can't keep working. I don't have money for my gas. I don't have money for my food. Can't pay the rent. I was late for the rent like for 2 months. They were about to kick me out of my house. And I said, no, I can't do no more. And then I gotta get out of here. So he told me that's a good idea. Let's do that. Take your stuff, take your tools. Don't come back on Monday. That way we put pressure on the owner. And I was like, okay, it sounds good to me. So I told my family, let's pick up all the tools, let's leave. And then that way, if we don't show up Monday, the work's not gonna get done. So that way they might pay us. And my family say, all right, you're the ones who talk English. You talk with the bosses. So I said, all right. So we got their tools, right? We live in Providence. So Monday, I checked that I left my laser, some drills up there in Maine. So I say, I'm gonna go and grab it, because if not, I'm gonna lose my work and I'm gonna lose my tools too. So I went back, he had another 15 guys working. Yeah, a different group. So when I got there, I was like, we're supposed to put pressure on the owner. And then he was like, yeah, but I still have to get another group. So by that way, I got Hector's number. He's a guy from Union Carpenters. So I gave him a call and said, hey, can you help me with this? I don't have not even for my food. I'm about to get kicked out. I don't have money for my gas. I don't have nothing. I'm broke. So they helped me out. They went with me up there in Maine. We went to the owner. The owner was paying the contractor, but he wasn't paying me. So this guy helped me, and I got paid for the total amount. Yeah, thank you, guys.
I'll just touch base a little bit on Christian's story. This happened within a year. He's working for another contractor up in Maine that also stiffed him. How much was the second contractor, Christian?
The second was 96,000. Me and all my family again.
96,000 within a year. This is what's happening out there every single day. And that's why I'm very proud that everyone is here, because we need to fight to change the system. We need to reach out to our legislators. We need to put legislation into place to help workers like Christian, to help workers like Freddie, to help workers like Jose. I thank everyone for being here today. Thank you.
Just before we close out, I'd also like to thank our speakers for having the courage to come up and let us know the truths of what's really going on out there. And, you know, we're up here, it's a pretty sad state that we have to come up here and try to pass a law to make wage theft and tax fraud illegal and to enforce it. But the one positive I take out of this is I look around. You know, you look to the left and look to your right. We have one of the most diverse unions in Boston, right? That's what the Carpenters Union stands for in Boston. And we're here to represent all members. Doesn't matter where you come from, doesn't matter what language you speak. If you're a carpenter, we represent you. So before we leave, I'd ask everybody, look for a QR code, snap a photo, you'll send a message to your legislator and tell them we need to pass wage theft now. Okay? That's what your job is to do here. One last guy, I'm going to invite Joe O'Brien, our political director. Joe helped organize this whole event. Please give Joe a round of applause, and I'd ask him to come up and say a few words, Joe.
Thank you, everybody.
I don't know if I really need that. Actually, thank you, everybody, for being up. First of all, give yourself a big round of applause. Thank you for being here. It's a long day. Long coming from work. We appreciate that. I just want to recognize the number of elected officials that took time out to join us. We like to say in the union that elections have consequences, right? When we make good choices and support good people, good things happen. And we want to say a special word of thanks to a number of legislators that came out to join us today. I want to start with Representative Gouvet. Thank you for coming. Representative LeBeau, Representative Oakley, Representative Phillips, Representative Coyne, Representative Turco, Representative Janito, Representative Howard, and Representative Gordon. I think in the back, did we miss anybody? Hey, let's give them a big round of applause. very close thanks to great work done by all of you and our friends in the legislature. We're going to need your help. Over the next couple of weeks, we'll be reaching out by email and text, asking you to call your legislators. We need to get people on the phone to call their legislators and say how important this bill is to pass. So we're going to be reaching out and need your help. I want to thank everyone for being here. As Joe said, before you go, shoot that QR code. There's copies over there. When you get to your job site tomorrow, ask people to take the action. Once again, thank you to everybody. Appreciate all the work you're doing. Let's go win on this bill. Let's go win. Keep moving forward. Thank you to everybody. Have a great day.